Hey everybody, yo, come on in here, Indie Fam and Positivity Posse. Positivity Posse and Indie Fam. I'm Victor Brooks. Come on in, y'all. I see you lining up. Who do we have first out the box? Persona Nascimento. Muito obrigado por seu tempo hoje. Thank you so much. I am simply saved. Thank you, y'all, for joining us. Ana Maria Latini, muito obrigado, Ana. Muito obrigado. Simply saved, I love that name. I love that name, Simply Saved. You all, please put in, type in where you're from so I can know, where in the world you're lining in from. We've had Fernanda Flores, my sister, please come on and do your episode. Ladies and gentlemen, follow Fernanda Flores, incredible bassist, songwriter, producer, independent artist. We would love to have you on. Please, please, please. Shift Differential. What's happening, Shift Differential? Please, everybody, type in where you're from. Oh man, this indie fam is growing. It's growing. We took a count this week and we are now over 700 strong. 700. Thank you, Fernanda. Right on. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be a great episode with our sister, my friend, my sister Fernanda Flores from Brazil, who is now in California as well. But our indie fam is growing. Fernando, my brother, what's going on, man? Ladies and gentlemen, follow Fernando, please. I mean, many of you are, millions of you are following him already. But one of the baddest bass players ever, and it was an honor to have worked with him on stage. It was a fantastic honor to work with you, Fernando. Much love and much respect, my brother. Muito respecto, meu irmão, Fernando. Muito obrigado. Good morning. Back at you, my brother. Miss you in LA, man. Miss you in LA. Who else do we have here? Rogerio Boss. What's going on, Rogerio? Thank you, y'all, for coming in here. And please, let all of your independent artists know that at the Victor Brooks Show, Indie Fam Series, we're all about the artist. Our platform here, my brother Rogers, my pleasure too, man. My pleasure too, Fernando. Just incredible soul, man. I love you, brother. We are Rogerio Boss. Hey, what's going on? Thank you for joining in, y'all. But like I mentioned, here at the Victor Brooks Show, just as we're going to welcome our artist, Citi Lamar, live from Raleigh, North Carolina, in just a few minutes, we're all about the artist here. And when I say that, that means this is not a talent show. This is not a format where we say we rate the artistry and creativity of the artist. This is where we come together as speaking as an artist myself, and on behalf of other artists who have taken their time to join, which I say now is over 700 worldwide. Thank you all for joining us. And we're booked right now solid through, and that's 2 guests per Sunday, every Sunday until the end of March right now. So it's growing, y'all. And then we start to complete. We start on March's calendar in just a couple of weeks. So the fact that our artist family is growing is proof positive that there is incredible artistry out here. There's music to be had. Boulevard de Música. Muito obrigado, Boulevard. Muito obrigado. Follow Boulevard de Música, y'all. You'll get some incredible music there as well. Our brothers and sisters out of Brazil. But, we're here to prove the point that there is incredible artistry in this world. It's being made, whether it's photography, music, dance, poetry. We have all of that coming for you. We have artists on every single creative platform. And we're hoping that there's some artistry platforms that we have not even considered yet, that we can't wait to hear from you as well. But it's not American Idol. It's not The Voice. No, we don't have judges holding up, this is better, that's worse. No, you bring us who you are. You bring us what you give us. And ladies and gentlemen, you know, if it's not your cup of tea for that particular artist expression, that's cool. It's not for everybody. But I bet you'll find your next favorite music. You'll find your next favorite photographer. You'll find your next favorite poet right here at the Victor Brooks Show Indie Fam series. And you know what? We go live, and I am learning my new phone. I don't know how to do the notifications yet, so you'll see me cut it off in between. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get this started right now, and I think I saw our guest Citi Lamar. And if you see a way, Citi, to be able to request to join, let's do that. Let's request to join. An invite. And when you accept the invite, then you there he is, ladies and gentlemen. How you doing, sir?
Hey, how are you doing?
Man, too blessed to be stretched, brother.
Thanks for inviting me. Appreciate it. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. If you could do me a favor, I think maybe my dog coming to your side is doing an echo. Am I live on speaker there?
Okay, hear me now?
I can hear you great, and no more echo. Yes, sir. Thank you. People are lining up here. There's Sister Julie sending her love. Julie McMahon. Who else do we have? The real Buddy Taylor Page. Thank you, Buddy Taylor, for joining us. Citi, your independent artist family is lining up to see you, brother. Welcome to the family, man.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, sir.
You know, Indie Fam, I had the pleasure to meet Brother Citi Lamar here, your newest Indie Fam member, here at a local show that our brother Jason Adamo does here in Raleigh. And I had heard of your artistry through my sister Julie, Citi. And man, when I met you, when I tell y'all, Indie Fam, this brother's soul as an artist, just talking to him jumps out. And you can tell the creativity, you can tell the beauty of his soul. Citi, tell us about your artistry, man. How long have you been in this artistic journey, brother?
Literally all my life, but you know, like just like back in the day, I used to play with my mom. You know, I was just learning, you know, how to kind of play, and I play different from a lot of people because I don't know if you know, you probably recognize like remember 440, you know, tuning and stuff like that. I never learned to play like traditional guitar like key of C or something. My dad used to get upset because he tell me I play left handed and he'd flip my guitar over, tell me, you know, you need to play this way, and I'm like, you know, I tried it and I couldn't for years. But I started with my mom, and I had my brother who was a great bass player. He learned to play a bass on when I joined the military. I left an acoustic guitar there, right? And all the strings, but like 4 of them were broken, and that's how he learned to play a bass on it. And you know, he and I got together, and you know, and then just before I joined the military, but that's how I learned. But going back to like growing up, we grew up in a church, like the traditional churches, like the old gospel and stuff like that. And my dad, he used to play some of the gospel greats. One of his friends was Curtis Mayfield. I remember him. Gospel Hall of Fame, Eddie Huffman is my mother's cousin. So we grew up, you know, and then when I got a little bit better, you know, I was invited to play with my mom, literally, because I started learning little stuff. Because we had WKXY. I'll never forget, because I lived in Sarasota, Florida, when my parents split. So I listened to all the old rock and roll music, like, well, I won't say it's really old, but it is to me. Like REO Speedwagon, you know, Alien. I would learn to play, like just listen to play with them. So I never learned to play by reading music. It was all by ear, you know. I still more or less play by ear. But my mother, she was friends with Shirley Caesar. She was friends with Dorothy Norwood. The gospel keynotes, we used to open up for them. Clouds of Joy, Paul Beasley and her good friends. She was on Bobby Jones' Gospel Hour a few times. So that's kind of where, you know, we learned the gospel side. But my brother and I, when the Wayans brothers came out, they were playing like music we had never heard of, you know, and we started playing just like different changes in the regular gospel music we were playing, and we got reprimanded by the pastor for doing that.
Okay.
So
I got you.
So
you playing that in the church house, right? I got you.
Yeah, we got in trouble. But it went on and on. But like it was something nobody else was hearing. You know, the Wayans brothers or Wayans brothers, things. Yeah, Winans. They were up and coming. They were different sounds and everything. And we, you know, my brother and I wanted to play like them. So we kind of talked to our family group members, because we were all family. My aunts, my uncles, he was a drummer and one of the singers. And you know, we just kind of moved our gospel music down that way to a traditional or more conventional, like what nobody ever heard, and they liked it, you know. So that's kind of where that comes from. And then I've always done music, and then when I joined the Army long ago, it's been a long time. And then you know, I was playing music then, you know, just kind of dabbling in it, whatever. And then I got selected for special bands. And the thing is, this right here. We were doing a special envoy to like Haiti, musical thing. And I had never been to school for music. You know, I wanted to go to school for music, but you know, at times we couldn't afford it and stuff like that. And school, you know, I missed the opening and all that stuff. Well, I had to go up against like 3 guitar players one went to Juilliard for trumpet and guitar, another went to Juilliard for piano, and the guy, he was just a great guitarist. But you can play, but if you ain't playing, you know, with feeling, you know, I came in, I would just hit little like notes and stuff like that, and they liked it, and do a whole lot of improv on some of the rock songs, rock and roll songs. And then, you know, they kind of, and during the show, we did like boogie nights. We did a whole lot of REO speedwagon, because it's the Army, so they diverse. But I beat out those 2 guys, and I never read music before. And I beat him out.
A self-taught guitarist.
Yep.
Self-taught. Well, I mean, it seems like when you're telling us about your parents, their musical journey, their natural musical, and I mean, your family's, I mean, gathered with heavyweights as far as gospel and the music industry is concerned, man. So you had that something natural in your DNA as an artist, right? So what made you reach for the guitar? What was that?
It was my dad, because he was a guitar player, and he played. I don't know if you remember like the old gospel groups, like the Highway QCs.
Come on, Dixie Hummingbirds and all those kids. Yeah.
He played with them. He played with the Highway QCs for a little bit. Slim Taylor from the Slim Supreme, that's his cousin. Johnny Taylor is his cousin too.
Right. Okay.
But that's where, you know, and one of his friends is Curtis Mayfield, and he, you know, they did a whole lot of collaborations. The song, and I'll never forget this, because he was so adamant, because I was like, I don't think so. But he showed me that, you know the song "Tighten Up." Hook for insurance. He was the guitar player for that. He was one that wrote the hook, the guitar riffs.
Well, your father did.
My father, yeah.
Much respect to your father, man. Tighten up. There was no backyard barbecue, barber shop growing up, car at the red light, but when Tighten Up came on, that was it, man.
I hated it.
Much respect. What's your father's name?
C.W. Hodge.
C.W. Hodge, ladies and gentlemen. That's it. That's all right, man. Well, congratulations on your natural. And then you got into, once you developed your guitar, and it hit you to say, you know what, I'm a guitar player. I can play, right? I remember taking my guitar lessons, and my guitar teacher at that time was Bernard Staten, who was Al Green's guitar player, right? And he said, you know what, I was only like 12 or 13. Never learned to read music. I have so much respect for people that did. But he said, you learn these 5 to 8 chords, and then you can start trying to write a song. So I said, oh, okay. So I remember my fingers getting all, you know, kind of stuff and practicing. You know what I'm talking about? And, you know, it's now, but then he was right. So when did you start writing, man? How did you start that experiment of writing?
Literally, there's a song called "Now That I Have You" by the Daz Band. Um, and I would learn to play it that way. Like I try to play the chords, but they weren't exact. And my mom, like, you need to really sit down and note out the chord, like note by note. And it's hard for me because there's playing in the key of like C. I didn't play that way, so I played chords that were similar and would be off a little bit when it came to the actual chord, but it would still sound the same. I learned to play that way.
Wow.
But I never learned to read. I never learned to read. I'm just really probably in the last 6 years learning to read tab. Like I can look at it and I know what it is. But like the way I tune, I would tell like say the bass player, or like, can you give me your E? You give me a Z, right? So and I would tune to that. Then I'm like, hold on. Then from there, I would go all the way down by myself and just tune it, kind of literally by like harmonics. Would do it that way.
I got you.
Because like all my strings are octaves. See, like this.
Yeah.
Like, and that's how I learned to play. But when it came to chords, my dad was like, "How are you making those chords?" I'm like, I don't know. I just do because I can make bar chords. Like, then I go to the next chord, but I can do the same thing this way. But I go on with the neck, and he just thought it was the strangest thing. And,
so you were at that time developing your style. And whether you knew it or not, you just kind of went right into your style.
I didn't know what I was doing. Like R&B was big, yeah. Because I'm from New York, from Syracuse and stuff. I used to like I was always into like harmonies, like intricate ones, like boys band type harmonies. And Take Six. The first time I saw Take Six, they came to University of Buffalo because I was going to Syracuse at that time, living there, and I saw them for the first time, and I was like, I want to be like them. The harmonies, because I have music. It's not out or anything like that, but I have putting together harmonies and stuff like where I hear they're so intricate and so tight that one note off, it would just throw the whole. You can tell. So and that was Take Six for me. But I was developing like I didn't know I was doing that. But my first song I wrote for my mother, a long time ago, and it's a gospel one. She's gone now, but it was called oh, geez, what is it called? Anyway, it's a gospel song. It was like an inspirational. It was a sad song. It talks about God talking to his son, telling him he's getting ready to leave, get crucified and stuff. But anyway, she never got a chance to perform it. She received the actual tracked out version, and whatever. All I needed her was to sing on it, and that was just years ago. But she never got a chance to. But she always told me I would make something of myself, and I think I made her proud because like we were upset at each other for a long time. Things happened in our life that no control. But I apologized years later. She apologized to me before she passed, and she just told me because she was listening to my music, like stuff I'm doing now. She was, son, you're gonna make it, right? And so but when being in the Army. Hard thing after I retired, I was like panicking because I didn't know what I was going to do at all. I just, you're so institutionalized, and I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do next, The Army's all I really know. So I got married and met my wife, London, met her.
Gotcha.
And she just told me, because I was on a bad road, like suicide. A lot of our people have passed away because they didn't know what sergeant majors,
Yeah.
And I was there. I was, I'm still going to therapy for things, And like, for example, today, like things I go through was like today I had to pick up my wife from the airport, right? And I forgot where I was going.
Okay.
And then I panicked, so I pulled over and luckily GPS was on.
Gotcha.
Trying to breathe. And so. But before, this is after everything, but she told me just do music. She's like,
wow,
you don't have anything else to do. So she didn't, when I said I hooked it this way, and everybody else said it, but she won't admit it. I wrote her a song. And when I met her, I said, I'm a musician. I play in this, that, and everything. And she was like, I don't believe you. Really? Oh, we were riding. There's a music store. So I got on a piano self-taught piano too. It's not like your nephew or like, you know, some of the majors, but I do all the music that you hear in there. I did it myself in here.
Go
Um,
ahead, man.
and I played a song called I can't. I'm so like it's love
Uh-huh.
I
Uh-huh.
wrote for it. And even so was the name of it. That was the name of it.
Right.
And I
Right.
started playing it because she didn't think it was me playing it and singing it. And I sang the song for her. She was crying. And I was about
Oh,
to,
man.
I was like, you know, I told you. And from
There
then,
you
it's
go.
been about 10 years ago.
Come
And
on, man. Man, you know what, late, you know what, indie fam, I told y'all. The beautiful soul of Brother Lamar is undeniable. And when you hear his music, and as you know, dear indie fan, those that are watching live, and for those that our biggest audience is the after recording ones that view recorded version of actual TV on the feed. But you'll notice through his music the journey of what he's sharing with you now and sharing with us now. You can feel that once you hear it. Those of you who are already fans of Brother Lamar's music, and then the new fans, which I'm sure will come from this. Let me ask you this, man. How important is being an artist to you?
for me, it's well now looking at it now. And I think I told you once when I met you. I told your sister a couple times. And I'm just from doing this little bit. I've met a lot of like big names. Like I've met
Mhm.
Grammy winners and stuff so far. Like since
Wow.
6 years. And the only thing like because I think I told you too. I said I'm nobody because I'm. Everybody says you're somebody, but like in this thing, I'm nothing in this thing. I never looked at it as being trying to be famous because I was trying to be famous way back when Babyface was in, you know, because everybody
Gotcha.
wanted to be
I
like him.
gotcha. I
And
got
Brian McKnight, the first time I was 20, he's like a couple years younger than me. And when I heard him the first time, he sang at the Love, I can't remember his call. But anyway, he's One Last Cry. And I
okay.
saw the credits on it that he was a McKnight, you know. I'm like, I seen is he related? Because he looks like Claude McKnight the third, you know. And he looks like you know, they all look like me. And I
I
was like,
got you.
I
I
wanted to
got
be
you.
like him. I met him back in DC, and he was just a dude. Like I was starstruck on him, you know, because he was the only one I listened to for a long time, years.
Mhm.
And then something happened. I was like, I ain't listen to him no more. But anyway,
I got you, man. I
yeah,
got you.
I never wanted fame. I mean, this to me, this is what my fame is. Like, my soldiers, when they were in, some of them are still in. They tell me how great it sounds, and they still thank me for what I've done for them. But they did so much for me because they would encourage me to play. They would encourage me to,
Got
you know,
you.
music and stuff like that. But
I
fame is not.
got you.
But what's most important to me as an artist is that my music's heard. You know, because a lot of people don't get heard. You know, on this platform, if I hadn't really gotten into this thing, my wife at the time she got me on Facebook, which I'm no longer on it, but Instagram was better than me, and I never knew they had platforms like this. Now
Right.
I'm gonna give a shout out to Wendy Rogers Curtis. She has Wendy Rogers or WRC Chronicles on Instagram and on Facebook. She's like a kind of like she does interviews. She gave my very first interview in 2000 and I think it was 11,
Great.
and I didn't even know anything like that. She had a radio podcast. It was big.
Got you. Got
And
you.
at the time, it was with the Yahoo, like she had the Yahoo thing. And that's the first time it was for my dad, but it's called CW and Sons, where it's just blues, where I actually did the tracks. I did my lead, and then he came in. He was supposed to come in and do a track on it. He never did, but he will one of these days.
There you
Um,
go. There you go.
but when it came to that, I knew I wanted to do music literally since then, and now it's even better. But personally, I don't care if fame comes. I've never looked at it that way because I don't. I just do it for me, and I hope anybody that like your music, like your sister's music. I've been following her for years because I was you know like literally house music when I met CC Peniston long years ago. And I was dating her niece. I didn't know that was her.
I
Dating her
got
niece
you.
a long time ago, and
Yeah.
and um, their music inspired me a lot
Okay.
to want to do, you know, a bunch of stuff. I met John B. Sat with him
Uh,
for about an hour, my wife and I, and you know, asked him how did he really get started. You know, what was the thing that
yeah.
drove him? and he told me, and like I got a chance to talk to your sister at the show.
Okay.
She
Okay.
was so inspiring, and um, I was hoping that one day she would want to do a jazz spot where she and I
I
and
got you.
whoever the band
I
is,
got you.
just
Yeah,
for 2 seconds. I've always wanted to do that.
I
Um,
got you. You
and
know what, man? I have to tell you, what to hear you talking now, and I know speaking as an artist, and most of my journey has been independent artistry. And there was a period in the 80s where I was working with, the mainstream record industry, what have you.
yes,
But
sir.
when I say independent artistry, man, it is a power to be able to say independent artist. Okay. Because to me, it's a feeling of just that independency. You can do what you feel, you can present what you want, therefore inspiring so many other people to do the same thing. Um, with your before, because I know you prepared some. Hey, y'all, Brother Lamar's prepared something musically for us today, and I know so many of you all are waiting on that. But let me ask you this, man. Being an artist, and I'm talking to something that we both can understand. There are fears. I know I have. And I know there was many other artists that had and have them now. There are certain fears that I have at times, even now, just being real as an independent artist. What are some of let's start there, fears that you have to or had to work through with being an independent artist and saying, this is what I choose to do, as an independent artist, man? And the
To
reason
be
I ask is because there's so many artists that I know are watching and will watch that have that same thing that they're thinking about right now.
Well, one of the ones I always I still right now is like I don't want to sound like anybody else. I want to try to sound maybe similar but different from everybody else. Just kind of stand out a little differently. Um,
Right.
and I think my advantage of that is because I don't play the same way. Because I was one of a friend of mine who he had a band and everything, and they didn't understand how I could make the chords I was making. And
Mhm.
so that kind of fits out. But my thing is like. I think just I was always saying that, they don't like this. They're not gonna like this music. Or
Gotcha.
the thing
I
is,
got
walk up to me, you're trying to sound like Norman Brown. No, Norman Brown is a genius. You
I
know,
got
my
I
dad
got
is a genius, and but I always wanted to be like him. I just never could be.
yeah,
I follow him, and I followed him like I followed his career. I even did some of the stuff after I was in the army. He was in the army first. I got out for a second. He drove over the road for 30 years or something. He's retired now. I did for like 2 years, stand and came back in the military. But
okay.
um, I think it's just the fear of not being accepted um,
Gotcha.
in music. But then they have different genres or sects that you put it into. I don't want to be put into a sect. I mean, I love jazz. That's really what I want to do. But I mean, I could, and I can play anything.
Yeah,
Literally, I
yeah,
can play
yeah.
any type of music.
Uh-huh.
Like an early pictures of on Instagram, like some of the early ones, I did a
Right.
tribute to your sister called Julie's song.
Really? Oh man, oh that's
I
fantastic. How wow.
did one
Okay.
for I did one for Lenny Kravitz.
Okay.
It sounds like a Lenny Kravitz song, really. But I just want to be like accepted, as an artist. I don't care about fame. I've been asked to be signed on, but you got to put in before you can receive. So I got to put in. I'm saving up the money to do it.
That's
Um,
true.
and his name is Saint James. He's a genius. The dude is just he was an army like me, and I haven't met him yet, but we talk on the phone. He has my number. We've talked a few times, and his promoter, Miss English, Lisa English, she I sent it out to everybody, but they're the ones that that are telling me because he wants me to be the first artist of jazz on his label. And he's a
Okay.
good artist, but he's up for it, man. You just listen for him, St. James. The
Yeah.
dude, he's ridiculous with it.
I the
Um,
same.
now when I saw your nephews,
Mhm. You talk about Brian and Nico?
yes,
Mhm.
they're doing everything I wanted to do when I was a kid, literally.
Okay.
And
All right.
um, but life happens, and You know,
Yes, that's right.
it's for people, but the advantage for me is I don't have to worry about being judged by anybody. They don't like my
Come
music,
on, man.
you'll be
That's the
okay.
thing of independent artistry that so many of us artists go through. And
Yeah.
it's just who we are. Sometimes we're our own worst critics. We're our own most detailed critics,
Yeah.
and then it really blows our mind a lot of times when we do eventually put that art out there and the
Yes, sir.
reception is positive. It's like, oh, wow, okay, maybe I was tripping, and let
Yeah.
me go ahead back and do this. And then when sometimes, and one thing that I had to get over, and I know so many artists as well, everybody's not going to, hey, indie fam, everyone's not going to love your artistry. Let's put
Yeah.
it that way.
Yeah.
Everyone, welcome to world, welcome to life, welcome to whatever. Everyone's not going to like your artistry, Victor Brooks. They're not. But one thing I had to remember, and I'm glad that it's been a while ago that got into it doesn't stop you, indie fam. You
Yeah.
keep on keeping on. You keep drawing those pictures. You keep taking the pictures, if that's your photography or visual art or poetry or whatever it is. And I would love to get into this now, Brother City, because you kept on keeping on, man, and your artistry. Please present something for us right now. What do you have, man, that you can play for us right
Okay. If I give you something, if you give me something, because I know
now?
my
Okay.
daughter's watching. There's a song called "Love Is Here." I don't know if you've heard it already.
Not the whole, no, I haven't heard the whole thing. No.
That's for my daughter. I wrote that real quick,
Wow.
real long story. I was young, stupid. I was in my early 20s, maybe 21, and I met a young lady, and we got together. We had a daughter, and
Okay.
I had to give up my rights to her over in the country because I didn't know the things that was going on there. I didn't know anything else. So I had to after my tour in Germany was over. I knew I had a daughter. At least I thought I did, and I got the results for that because we put in DNA. I have all the paperwork.
Right.
Her name is Chantel, and we talk all the time.
Right.
But I held her at 4 months. 4 months old. That was the last time I ever saw her. She just turned 30 a couple of days ago. And
Wow.
I wrote
Happy
a song.
birthday, girl.
Yeah, I
Right.
wrote it for her called "Love Is Here," and
Fantastic.
it's about just her. And
Okay.
it's a heartfelt song. Like I knew it was for her, when I wrote it. But just thinking about it, she'll be here next month. So
Wow,
yeah,
wonderful, man.
so she'll be here
Wonderful.
next month. We're working on getting her passport, but that's the thing. I don't know if you have it, and to play at least a piece of it for her. But that for everybody here, that would be my dream for you to let that play.
Oh, man, you know what? We're not set up at this point on this side to play
Yes,
a
sir.
live thing as far as my thing or even a recorded, but because like I said, we're just moving our studio home here to Raleigh. But I definitely will do those promos on the
Okay.
feed and for the reel. And thank you for sharing that with us, man.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
So this is something I'll be doing. It's called. I don't get upset with my mistakes, But I've been doing like literally sound checks like all morning.
Okay.
Rehearsals on it. And I did it once at a live show here in Fayetteville. But my wife is listening now, so she so
All
she
right.
you better do your thing. She said, "Go ahead, fish your hat and this and that there." So
Come on, man. You all right. You all
she's
right.
like, "What are you gonna play?" I say, "Just because." Now that song is it's about love. It's about happiness. It's about being peaceful and loving everything just because of you're blessed to do it. Like I'm blessed to be alive because man, wartime was not a good thing. So I'm happy just because God allows me to be, and He's giving me
Gotcha.
He's giving me something that I love doing,
Okay.
and it's called Just Because. So
All right. All right.
real
Let's
quick,
hear it.
can you hear this?
Yes, we can.
Okay, real quick, can you hear this one?
Yep.
Is that too loud?
No, but we're fine.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get ready to do it.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Just because.
Yeah. Now, wait a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why I had to do this format.
Thank
And
you.
the reason is because there seems to be questions all over the world, ladies and gentlemen. Where's the good music at? We don't hear the artist anymore. There's no music that speaks to me. Yes, it is. It's just not available all the time, everywhere. So, in my small way, I wanted to bring these artists to you. Please, especially on Instagram. This, what we just heard from Brother Citi Lamar, is proof positive that there's good music, incredible music, real artistry that's happening every single day in the world, right here, right now. Citi Lamar, that was fantastic, brother.
Thank you.
Out of sight, man. Give us the name of that song again, man. And can we download it? Can we find it?
Yes, sir.
Give us all of that, please.
It's called Just Because. It was actually written by myself. Everything was done in here in the house.
Now, you produced that as well? You produced that?
I don't know what producing really is. I'm
Okay.
not being funny.
Gotcha.
I had a friend, never been to London, the one that I sent you. Well,
Okay.
he's in Atlanta now. He used to live here. He's big. He worked with he wrote songs for some I think it's called Southern Soul. A couple of those guys, and so nobody really wants to do anything around here. You know, they all
Okay.
and he's with I think Reverb Nation or no Live Nation or something like that. Anyway, right now he's working with what's his name? He's a saxophone. Well, anyway, he's there, but he's the one that sang on that song.
Addison.
And it was all done here. And
Here in your home,
Yes, yes, sir.
out
But
of sight, out of sight.
but it takes money to go to a major studio,
Yes, it does.
but I use eMaster for mastering and
Yeah.
setting up screening and stuff, and it's everything's was put out through DistroKid. So they're on like pretty much every platform. Like Never Been to London's out there.
Wow. Spotify, iHeartRadio, CD Baby, all of the. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, this is why artists. You heard our brother Citi, your indie fan brother, newest member, just told you as well. It doesn't matter if you're creating your artistry from your home. It doesn't matter if you're creating it from your garage. If you're doing it from a friend's home, if you're doing it from anywhere that your creativity can be created,
Yeah,
do it. Do
yeah,
it. Paint it, draw it, write it. Just as Citi Lamar just told us now, because, hey, what we used to say back in the 80s, it ain't the toys, it's the noise.
yes,
And the
sir.
toys that you use, indie fan, use them. Brother Citi, man, you are inspiring so many right now, brother.
I was
Thank you.
inspired. I wasn't even gonna even step out and do anything because, but I had a friend. I have a friend.
Uh,
I call her. Something happened to her family. I don't know. I didn't want to get involved. But
okay.
her name is V. V's Vintage on Instagram. Anybody in music you want to know, she knows everybody. I don't know how she does it.
These vintage. All
Yes,
right. All
it's
right.
with everyone. But she's the one that kind of put me to meet a very famous sax player. He used to play with Prince, Marcus Anderson. I
Mhm.
met him, his guitar player, showcase, and seeing them live play jazz and play Prince's music because he did tribute to him made me literally because she forced me to go meet him. I was afraid to go meet him, just like I was kind of nervous about meeting you. And
Oh,
it was her. My wife is a big. She's always been supportive. I have a
hmm.
friend Christine. I got to send you her music because she has a sad story, but it's a great story. But
Please tell her.
she,
Yes, please.
hey, but look, this is a good thing. She grew up with John Legend, John Stevens back then,
Okay. All
and
right.
she and they were friends. But you get certain places, certain heights and plateaus, you forget about the people down here. Now I know I've seen she's in the newspaper with the guy. But her story, I got to see her music. She has a song that's so beautiful. She arranged it all. Her vocals, that's why I like Harmony so much. But when you hear it, you'll be like, oh my gosh. But she has a story that I saw that made me cry. And anybody else that would see it, she'll tell you her story, but she turned out wonderful. And we've been friends
Fantastic.
for 15, 16 years now.
Go
Uh,
ahead. What's her name again?
Her name is Christina Dell. Um,
Christina Dell, if you are listening, please DM. We'd love to have you on to hear your story and talk of your
to be her
journey
music
and
with you.
your artistry. Brother Citi, please. So, ladies and gentlemen, we know, and as we do on this platform, we always want to make it clear where we can follow, where we can download, how to support artistry. And especially the artists that take their time, indie fan, that come on the show, talk to you, talk to me, talk to us as a family, and share their journey, indie fan. We want to support this artistry. I know because I see your thumbs up here on the lineup. I see your hearts going, especially when he was doing his thing musically. So if it touched you, indie fan, follow Citi Lamar's page. Keep connected of where you can download his music, where you can support his artistry. Because as you just heard Citi Lamar, ladies and gentlemen, he's all about doing the same for other artists. He's already given a couple of names of other artists that he is supporting,
Yeah.
even through his independent artist journey. That's why we're doing this show in support of each other. Oh man, I wish we had so much more time, man. It feels like all of a sudden it just popped through and we're ready to go. That means, is there anything that you want to leave? I always ask the artist, what would you like to leave with your new indie film right now, man? You are watching and who will?
Thing I would say for anyone that aspires, I don't care what it is you want to do, race car driving, whatever. If you really have a drive to do it, you have to put in the work and effort, to get because like man, I spent so much money in here, But I had to, you had, sacrifice. You had to, and prayer for me works all the time, but like keep God
Yeah.
first and don't ever give up, ever. Because I never in 20 years thought I'd meet your sister. Never. And I followed her pretty much like when I found out who she was. And I've even seen you on stage on YouTube and other places. Meeting you is a dream come true to me. But
Vice versa.
I never thought it'd be an interview between you and I. But now you make me want to just go ahead and just keep moving. Because there was a time I gave up for a little while, even before I met you, about this stuff, And my wife, she's encourages me. My dad encourages me, and my kids. They support me 100%. And I just say, just keep going. Don't ever give up on what you. My dream was to be a star, but it's no longer that. My dream is to make people happy by listening. Just like seeing your smile on your face, and feeling how genuine it sounds. Because I have people that sound like, man, it sounds like somebody else. Like, no, it doesn't. It doesn't sound like anybody. Because this is all original music. It's all written. Every instrument played by myself. Everyone.
There you go.
Yeah, but that's come from want to be like your sons. They play so many instruments, and like Brian McKnight, Babyface plays all of them. But like for anybody I haven't got a chance to mention on here that supports me, I want to say thank you. I'm talking about people I know that may be watching and that's this post out too. But don't ever give up on your dream, because once your dream stops, then you may be able to restart it. But you ever fall asleep and then you were dreaming, then when you go back to sleep, and you wake up, and then when you go back to sleep, it might start over where you left off or start over again. I've been keeping this stream going for a long time. I've always wanted to have my own equipment. I've always wanted to be like other artists and stuff, but like I found out that I can't be.
Come on.
Be real about you. You have to be true to yourself and what you want to do. Because I've seen your show a few times and watched artists. I'm like, man, I can't touch them. I mean, I'm not even in their realm, or I can't be compared to like their level. But every time I hear someone else come to me, they be like, man, your music is amazing.
There you go. That's it. That's it.
Like, who produced it? I'm like, me.
Me. That's right. That's right, man.
Yes, it's true. I did it.
That's right.
I never went to school for it. I never learned how to do anything, when it came to this stuff. But we've been around people who've done it, but like, I can't go, I could, but I won't. I can't really afford to go to a huge studio. So I dream to get in what I need to get. I sacrifice a lot. And my dream now is to inspire other people. Like you've inspired me, your sister inspired me. Like there are people that I've met that might be watching have inspired me because they push me. And, you could push a person, but if they don't want to move forward, then you can't force them.
Come on now. That's right.
I just decided in my mind to keep my dream going. My daughter, my youngest daughter, even plays guitar. She plays better than me. We on my Instagram, you can see us. She and I at her 16th birthday, she playing guitar with me playing her improv. It was crazy.
And her grandparents, from what you just told us, the legacy continues then. It started way back, and it's gone through you. Now it's down to baby girl. Man, I want to thank you for inspiring me today, inspiring so many others who watch him, brother. And that's from the heart, man. Thank you for taking your time, Citi, and much respect to your queen, your wife, man. What's her name again?
London.
London, thank you for your artistic support as well. And it's a beautiful thing, man. This is why we do it, Citi. I want to thank you for this today. Please, let's keep in touch over new things that are coming out. Let us know. We're going to start posting on this site and even on our YouTube channel. Everything, all the artists and things that are coming out. We just want to keep everybody informed. Would you do that, man?
Yes, sir. And can when y'all gonna be you're gonna be like in the area where I can come to y'all shows like I did last time?
Yeah. For sure.
I try to catch y'all all the time. It's like I never get a chance. Like the last time I saw your sister, she said she was, we'll get together and talk, and we'll do a jazz set. And I've been pushing that ever since. But she's so busy because last time I saw her, she was on tour. So
yeah, I think she's actually out of the country, man, at least 10 months out of the year.
Yes, sir.
So I say, all right, sis, we're gonna burn that WhatsApp up. So we talk a lot through the WhatsApp and get that. But much love and much respect, my brother. Thank you, man.
Appreciate it.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, that was such a treat. It was from the soul, and you can tell. I see some people. Dio Prosilibir, you are a beautiful soul, Lamar. Yes, he is, and that artistry just reeking through. That's why we do it, ladies and gentlemen. That's why I thank you all who do have the time to watch live, and even more, thank you all who watch the recorded episodes later. On our IGTV channel, the Victor Brooks Show IGTV. Thank you for your emails. Thank you for letting me know that so many of you are now collaborating with each other because of the show. There's a collaboration from Japan and Montgomery, Alabama. They are now collaborating musically, and we're putting together a show that we're thinking about calling the Collab series, because it'll be a spinoff of this particular show. But we want to bring those artists who met each other through this show together and have them present here for you. So once again, we thank you for being here. Here with our guest, our special guest today, Citi Lamar, live from Raleigh, North Carolina. And we'll see you next time, y'all. Like I always say, come on back and get some of this positivity on you. Take a bath in it, take a shower in it, scuba dive in it if you want to, just skinny dip in it, whatever you do. Jump in that pool of positivity, and when you come out, sprinkle it on as many people as you can, because that's what it's all about. And we'll see you next time on the Victor Brooks Show Indie Fam Series Instagram.